All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have another action-packed weekend of Monday market report action, brought to you by Sean with Blue Ridge Silverhound. That's me, by the way, in case you forgot, you silly gooses. But in any event, we have an action-packed two-part again Monday market report. So we have the regular general Monday market report here tonight. Actually, either depending on what time or what day you're looking or watching this one, it might be on Sunday night or Monday morning. I usually upload these Sunday night. But we also have the conclusion of the Red Copper collection, and oh boy, oh man. Let's just say the results were surprising and staggering. Oh man, I would love to be in Stuart Blade's shoes right now as he's counting up all the money that he ended up earning from the finest Lincoln Cent registry, bar none. I mean, this set is I don't know what else to say. Again, it's a Black Swan event, once in a lifetime event. All the cliche things you hear about, kind of like only experiencing once in your life. This is probably it. And it did not disappoint, ladies and gentlemen. But you guys are going to have to wait till tomorrow till we do that. Or you can just go on greatcollections.com and find out for yourself. It's up to you. But tonight we have just a really blockbuster 18 coins to talk about. These were some of the coolest coins from Great Collections that were not Red Copper affiliated whatsoever. So we're going to take a look at this. And if you guys are here for the first time, welcome. We talk about post-1900 modern graded coins to have sold in the last week. And it's kind of a barometer check of sorts of how the market is doing. Because if the modern market report is doing well, then rest assured that the entire coin market is doing fantastic as well. I'd say things are on par to being another record-breaking year. January has been spectacular. It's been great covering this. So let's go ahead and dive right in and see what we got here. With the first coin, this one is just crazy. 2004 Lincoln Memorial Cent. I'm like, wow, why is this thing here? Well, it's because of a certain variety that not a lot of people are really talking about, and it's quite scarce. So when people aren't talking about it, that also means they're probably not heavily searching these either. This one is the doubled die reverse FS801. That FS number, of course, is the Cherry Picker's Guide Favaz Stanton number. So when you get an FS number, it's big time. It's box office, and those are the type of varieties that ultimately you do want to look out for, because they're going to be highly coveted in any grade. So this one, when we're talking any grade, how about the highest graded known example of this coin in a mid-state 67 red, which is the grade that PCGS gave this one, ended up selling for $9,028.12. For the love of Mike, a 2004 Lincoln Cent for $9,000. Where else can you get that kind of money for a coin that is, 19 years old? I can't even believe I'm saying 19 years old. That means I'm getting old. And so are you guys. I better hurry up and get this MMR done before we all shrivel up, Anyways, yeah, $9,000 is what we're looking at here for the finest specimen of this variety. The next one that we have here is simply just registry set fodder. You'll hear me allude to that. It's just people are looking for the finest graded coins of any series, and they generally have the deepest pockets possible. Here's yet another one here. This is a mid-state 68 red on this 1997 example, and this one ended up selling for $1,474.88. Up on next here is a premium example of one of my favorite modern varieties. Still have not successfully found the one I'm looking for. I'm not so sure a mid-state 68 is quite in my wheelhouse because it's very expensive. such a high grade for the doubled ear or DDO FS101 of this particular date. You can see the doubled earlobe quite far away. And this is an impressive coin. Yeah, this could either be a registry set coin, or it could just be one that's needed, for a variety set. Or if you just want one, like me. I'm not collecting every single variety from the Lincoln Cent series, but this is a coin I do want. And I think one that's maybe a mid-state 66 is certainly in my price level. This one right here ended up selling for $1,473.75. Truly not a cheap coin by any means. The next one that we have here, again, this one's also on my list. Sure, I would have gladly taken this one off of Great Collection's hands. Again, it's a very cost-prohibitive coin at this high-grade level. Now, it's not a 68 like the previous coin we saw. This one actually only managed a mid-state 67 red. But this is certainly the marquee double the die out of any sort of post, I would say, 1980 Lincoln that you will ever find. This is the DDR, what is it, FS 801 or something like that. I think I got it right. But yeah, just one look at this and you'll know exactly what it is. All the around the clock is what they call it, doubling. That's when you have doubling on all the devices around the reverse. This one is a huge one, and this one ended up selling for $1,046.25. Some lucky son of a gun picked up this one for a reasonable price, and for the grade, you just can't go wrong. Another good one here, although this is not the FS101. The 1972 Lincoln Memorials are chock full of great varieties, starting out with the DDO number 1 or FS101, going all the way up to 9 or 10. This one is right in the middle. FS105 is what this one is. A lot of your main doubling is in the motto, "In God We Trust." Not quite the most spectacular double to die out of the 9 or 10 that's recognized by Favas Stanton. But this one is fantastic because of its grade. This one is a mid-state 66 red. Not the most perfect of coins, but high enough that it did fetch a lot of attention tonight. This one ended up selling for $2,256.24. Goodness, some big money flying around tonight on Great Collections. And one of my favorites, I actually have one that's sitting in a box ready to go to PCGS. And after seeing this sale, I might actually be incentivized to take a flyer on sending that one to PCGS. But this is one of my favorite varieties. Not particularly rare, but finding one that grades out high enough, like this one, is half the battle. This is the D over horizontal D variety. It's a great RPM. FS501 is the attribution number on this. And I'm happy to say that this one ended up selling for a king's ransom at $7,593.75. I guarantee you, a 1 grade point less version of this coin is probably like a $50, $60 coin. So there is very little safety net when it comes to this coin. It's either you hit 66 or you don't hit it at all. And then you just kind of tuck your tail between your legs and call it a loss. But very, very nice variety. Can't wait to send mine in. And the final Lincoln Cent on the list is another big variety. And it's surprising that I haven't seen much more of these because these are findable in brilliant uncirculated rolls, which we don't see too much of because people know that 56D is a big date for cherry picking. So this is another big RPM. You can actually see it plain as day on this one. D over D, the secondary Denver mid-mark is punched west of the primary. It's FS501. It's also CAC certified as well. And this one did sell for $1,425.38. Now we're on to nickels, and this is one that I don't know how long ago that I talked about this one, but I always bring it up at least 2 or 3 times a year because this is a coin, ladies and gentlemen, that is like easy cherry picking fodder. All right, if you have access to a number of 1971 proof sets, then you could have a real shot at finding these. But this one is the no S variant. So the proof coins of 1971 all have S mint marks to denote where these were minted at, and that's the San Francisco Mint. This one is missing on this particular coin. And another beautiful Proof 69 cameo. We've seen one of these similarly graded about a month ago. And I'm happy to say that this one ended up selling for $2,236.50. A wildly valuable coin that should be on the top of everybody's list. If you're going to a coin shop or a show, this one right here is always the prime target for cherry pickers. We have a few oldies but goodies. 35S, another one popped up on the marketplace here, or on Great Collections rather, in the last few weeks. I think I talked about another one of these last week or the week before. So they've been popping up more frequently than normal. This one is a PCGS Mid-State 67. Great kind of placeholder caliber coin for a registry set that's looking to just really go balls to the walls, so to speak, at assembling the highest grades possible. If another 35S comes out, that's maybe a 67 plus, that's going to replace this one. So this one ended up selling for $2,925. 1930, I'd say this is not a super scarce date, especially if you're looking for a mid-state version, like at a coin shop or show. You could probably find one of these for around $100 or less. But find one that's really well struck and very, very lustrous, and you might have an outside shot at a supreme grade like this one. This is a Mid-State 67 on this coin, and this one sold for $1,771.88. And our final buff for this evening is the 1917, a nice early date, but it has no mint mark on it, therefore it's a Philadelphia minted example. Just a really clean, very presentable issue right here. PCGS also assigned this one as a 67. And another beauty that's going to end up in some high-powered collection, registry set or otherwise, for $4,500. We actually have a number of dimes this evening. We actually have 4 of them, 4 Mercuries. Just really one of the classic all-American coins here. 42S is a tough one. From a standpoint that you just don't see them very well struck. A lot of these do not come up with full split bands. But this is an older holdered NGC Mid-State 66 that has the FB right on there. But I think what really makes this one stand out is that it's certified by CAC, but only with a gold label, which we don't see that often. Gold labels are traditionally reserved for coins with good eye appeal and coins that are probably undergraded by a hair. So that would be this one. If PCGS took a look at this coin today, it might even be a 67 full bands, but it does not necessarily mean that it's going to be more valuable as a result. This one right here is sold for $1,065.38. Another big variety right here. I mean, who doesn't love a really nice 42/1 overdate Mercury dime? This is one of the top flight, I would say top 25 varieties for the 20th century. Beautiful coin here. PCGS gave this one to 64, and I agree. No full bands, nothing like that. I see some flatness on that middle set of bands on the reverse. It's CAC certified, and if you're looking for a premium example, this is it right here. And this one sold for $8,718.75. A very pricey coin. Once you get into like mid-state kind of grade levels, these things are many multiple thousands of dollars. But they're going to be a lot more if you manage to catch one with full bands. Then that'll be a 5-figure coin all day long. We also have a 1920 AD, generally a scarce issue right here. And finding one at all that's in mid-state condition is a rarity. These don't pop up that often in collections or at coin shows and shops. A lot of the dealers understand that this is a very, very popular decade, and a very scarce one at that in mid-state. So this one is a 65 FB, so it does have full bands. You can see the Denver Mint mark very, very plainly there on the reverse. Very good looking coin. And this one sold for $2,981.25. The final dime on this list, I mean, we got to throw in a big boy key date. 1916D is that date. However, here's a little bit of a wrench in the old fan. This one, believe it or not, has been improperly cleaned in some way. So it's either been over dipped, or someone had attempted to wipe it down a little bit, causing some hairlines to show. While not a straight graded coin, here's the important part about this particular key date. You just don't see them quite this nice beyond VF. And finding one in AU condition at all, I mean, good luck with that, right? This one right here is NGC graded AU details. It does say improperly cleaned on the label. And the misconception is when the coin is damaged or cleaned or what have you, that it's not worth a whole lot, if anything. And, that might be true. But for key dates like this, where you just don't see about them circulated that much, people are willing to look beyond that. Plus, the coin is not that bad. It could be a lot worse. I've seen some really, really bad cleanings in my lifetime. This one sold for $7,405.88. Beautiful coin. Now, we're going to end it off on 3/4. They're all quite early, but hey, they are stunners. How about a 1936D? This is actually a much tougher date than it looks, especially in mid-state condition, but NGC gave this one a mid-state 67. It's got nice wispy kind of lines of toning on both sides of the coin. It's light enough that it's not really offensive, which is good, which means all different collectors and investors will want this piece in their collection. Another great sale here. This one ended up selling for $2,756.25. Beautiful, beautiful quarter. And then we have a good one here, actually. This is a 1932, first year of the Washington quarter, that does not have a Denver or San Francisco mint mark on it whatsoever. This is a Philly struck issue. And it has little, again, wisps of, yellowing and gold toning on there. Again, not super crazy. It's the kind of original skin that you want on a coin like this. And it's really refreshing to see a coin of this grade level that doesn't have one of the big mint marks on there. The D and S 32s are what we call big key dates. Some of them can be very pricey. But this one right here, mid-state 67 through the good old NGC, is a stunner. $3,501 was the sale price on this bad boy. And it's going, I'm sure, to a good home. And we're going to wrap it up with a beautifully, just amazing, I mean, the toning is light, which is I love, and I sometimes, I like it when they're not completely encapsulating the surfaces of the coin. I think little accents of this kind of rainbow toning is quite attractive. And rest assured, it's going to be attractive to a lot of other toning aficionados as well. And what a great coin here. 1923 is a date. I know it's kind of hard to tell because the toning is obscuring the date. But this is a PCGS. Mid-state 67 plus was the assigned grade. CAC gave its blessing as well with a green sticker too. And just a really just nice high-end coin. Great coin for not having an S mint mark on it, which, as you know, kind of like thrusts it into a completely different elite level of key date. This one still sell for $7,780.50. Wild auction news here this week. We have the final part of the Red Copper collection coming up tomorrow sometime, probably before lunch, hopefully, so that way you guys can check it out wherever you may be. But that's going to go ahead and wrap it up All right. I'm your host, Sean, with Blue Ridge Silverhound. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel or the content. If you haven't done so already, all of that extra support will go a long way in my long-term success. Let's go for 20 years, ladies and gentlemen. And, you guys have been an integral part to this. I wouldn't exist without you. And come check us out tomorrow night on the live coin Q&A channel. We will be there to talk about some of your coin questions, whatever that may be. And we look forward to delivering that at 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. That's it. That's all I got for you. You guys have a wonderful Sunday evening. You guys take care if you're catching this on the Monday. Don't work so hard. Hopefully it's a nice, easy week for you. And stay tuned for that other part 2 of the Red Copper Collection, kind of a Monday market report supplement. So that's it. Wish you guys a very great week. Be healthy, and I'll see you next time.